Hello everyone, happy Friday to you. So welcome to our keto living today. Now today we have not one, not two, but three yummy treats that are keto friendly and just quite yummy. And I'm doing these treats in honor of my friend Jackie, who is Crafty JJ Newton here on YouTube. And she's trying to watch the sugar and the gluten and stuff, and so I thought I would give her some treats. And I found out the one thing I'm making today is her husband's favorite candy bar. Well, they're kind of like candy bars, but anyway, so I'm going to put you down here and we're going to get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to make are our Mach 3 Musketeer bars, and they are absolutely delicious, but they take a few minutes to do. So while we're going to get these started and then let them get going, and then we'll do our second thing. So what you're going to need for these are 8 ounces of very soft cream cheese. Now I only use Philadelphia cream cheese, hashtag not sponsored, but it is one of my favorites. It's the lowest in carbs, and I don't know why. Everybody else can't make it that low, but this is very soft. It's room temperature, almost liquidy, but you need it. You're going to need it to be really soft. So we're just going to put that in our bowl. Whoops. Okie dokie. Now I'm just going to mix that up a little bit. So you want it to be that soft that you can take your spatula and put it in there. Now the next thing we're going to put in here is 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, unsweetened cocoa powder. Okay, that goes in. And about a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. Okay. And then we're going to put, let me wipe my cocoa powder off of my measuring spoon here. We're going to put 3 tablespoons of Swerve confectioner sugar. One, 2, and 1 more. Okay, I got enough to do another one. That's it. Well, when in doubt, shake it out. It would have been about 3. Okay, so now we're just going to combine all these ingredients and mix this all up. This is what makes the nougat part of the 3 Musketeers. Now you can mix this up with a blender if you want, a mixer if you want to. I didn't feel like dragging my big mixer out, so I am just doing it with my spatula and scraping every once in a while. And yes, my hands are clean, but it doesn't matter because nobody's going to eat this but me. Okay. Want this nice and creamy. And it looks to me like it's getting there. Okay, so I think I'm going to give it one more scrape down. And just mash flat on it. And I think we're good. Now what we're going to do is take a little mini muffin pan, or you can use a silicone liner, but this is a non-stick muffin pan. And we're going to dip those into our cupcake pan. And then they're going to go in the freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes. And when they set it up, then we'll come back and do the next step to them. Okay, so we're going to just dip these out into our little mini muffin pans. And I'll show you about how full I fill them up, and then I'm just going to do the rest of them off camera and show you. So just stick that in there like that. And smooth it out. Try not to make a mess. Let me get a smaller spoon. A little bit easier to get them in the muffin pan with a smaller spoon. I put probably just a little bit too much in that one, but that's okay. A little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to finish filling these up and smooth them out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got 2, 4, 6, 8 of those out of there, and they're filled pretty full. So now we're going to pop these in the freezer for, like I said, about 15 minutes so they can get hard again. If I can get them in my freezer. Okay, and then we're going to move on to the next little treat. So the next thing we're going to be doing is kind of a little pudding-like. And it is so simple. Now we are going to use some peanut butter for this. This is called 100% peanut butter. I accidentally picked up crunchy. Creamy will probably be better, but I've eaten it with crunchy and it tastes okay to me. It's just a little crunchy. Now this is organic, nothing but peanuts. And I will share a little tip with you. If you will stir your peanut butter around and get all the oil mixed up and then stick it in the refrigerator and leave it in the fridge, it works better. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons of peanut butter in our bowl. Now this moves really quick, so you're going to put 3/4 of a tablespoon of your sweetener of choice. You guys know I use Splenda Naturals. This is a blend of stevia and erythritol. And then you're going to put 2 tablespoons of your chocolate chips in here. Okay. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of almond milk. Now it's really important to add this before we heat it up, because if you add cold liquid to a hot chocolate, all you're going to get is seized up chocolate. So we're going to add 2 tablespoons of almond milk. Now this is 1 serving, and 1 serving is 1.5 net carbs. So it's very carb friendly. And this is 1 serving, and it's going to go in the microwave for 30 to 40 seconds. Now, it depends on the heat of your microwave. So let's zap this one right quick. Okay, this is what it looks like when it comes out of the microwave. It's really juicy, but you just start stirring it. And you get the chocolate chips to melt in there as you're stirring it. Now, if you want to, you can add whipped topping on the front, like make some whipped cream to add on to the top of it. I generally don't. because I like the taste of it so much. I don't want to cover it up with whipped cream. But if you want to make whipped cream for it, just take 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream and blend it in your mixer with a teaspoon of your sugar substitute, and you will get a delicious whipped topping to go on your delicious pudding. Now, if you want to double this recipe, I suggest doing it on stovetop on a very low heat, because more than one serving out of this it's just too much for the microwave. So, I accidentally discovered this one night when I wanted something and I didn't have anything but peanut butter and chocolate. And I said, well, let me try that. And ask me how I know not to put cold almond milk into your chocolate after it melts. That was the first attempt. It seized this chocolate. It was still delicious, but, you know. Okay, so that's our pudding. Now, let me show you what goes with this. Okay, guys, let me show you what I use my blender for to wash down my yummy pudding with. So, to this, I am going to add about a tablespoon of sweet cream, Italian sweet cream, coffee creamer, and this is sugar-free, and it's just really good. Put that in there on the bottom. Whoops, sorry about that. I am going to add a tablespoon of my stevia Splenda. I am going to add a teaspoon of coconut oil. And just a dusting of cocoa powder. So just a little bit, sprinkle. To that, I'm going to add 12 ounces of very hot coffee. And I'm going to try to pour it without making a mess. Of course, that's going to melt everything. Then we're going to put the top on it. And we're going to blend it. Whoops. First, we're going to plug up the... There we go. Sorry about all that. I had it on smoothie setting. That's what I usually put it on. And then I am going to pour this into my mug. Oh, baby, that's... Oh. That is delicious. Okay. So now we're waiting on our little cups to freeze. And when that happens, we'll come back. But I wanted to show you our pudding. Oh, man, it's just so good. Chocolate, peanut butter. Oh, yeah. And a cup of coffee. This is decaf. So I'll be back as soon as we get frozen up cups in there. Okay, guys, I have these out of the freezer now. They've been in there for about 20 minutes. I took them out of the pan. I am going to put them on a plate and put them back in the freezer while we do the next part. Whoopsie. Okay. Turn these back over. I'm just going to leave them in there while we do the next part, because the next part is the most yummy part. Let me pop these back in there. Okay. And now we are going to take a fourth of a cup of chocolate chips. Open my bag back up here. Now, Lily's are the best unsweetened chocolate chips. They are sweetened with stevia, but they really are the best kind because there's no yucky stuff in them. Okay, we're going to take a fourth of a cup of those. And then we are going to add 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Okay. And then we're going to add about a teaspoon of our stevia, our Splenda stevia. And then we're going to microwave this in intervals of 30 seconds. So they can begin to melt. Okay, now I have a 1600 watt microwave, so it melts pretty good. So I think I'm only going to have to do this one time. I got a few pieces in there that might still need to be melted. I'm gonna make sure all the lumps are out of it. So I think I'm just gonna put it in there for about 10 more seconds. Okay, that did the trick. So about 40 seconds on here. Now we're going to let this cool just a few minutes because we don't want it too hot because it'll melt our little cups. So we're going to get those out of the freezer again. Okay, our chocolate has cooled down. So all we're going to do now is take one, place it on a fork, and we're going to dip it into the chocolate. Make sure it's all covered up. And, whoops, and then put it back into our plate. And if I have leftover chocolate, what I'll do with that is to make a little 1-minute microwave cake, and you can use it as a little frosting drizzle. Or I can take the half of a cream cheese I have in my fridge and warm it up. I mean, not warm it up, but thaw it out. Let it, get softened and make up some more of these little babies. Okay, whoops. I knocked the chocolate off of that one. How dare me. I will say, I didn't have a whole lot of trouble getting these out of my mini muffin pan, but I did have to take a little knife and run around the edge. If you have a silicone pan, you wouldn't have that problem. Now see, they're already starting to set up because they're cold. But I'm just going to stick these back in the freezer just for a few minutes, and then I'll show you what they look like when they're done. Okay guys, our candies are all done and they look so yummy. So let's give them a try, and then I'll give you a few tips. Okay, so here's our candy. Here's our coffee that we made. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Mmm. Oh. Yummy. Okay. Tip. Once you have them made, and they've already been back in the freezer and they got hard, go ahead and put them in a airtight Ziploc bag and keep them in your freezer. They will stay a whole lot better that way. And they won't freeze together because they've already been frozen. And they'll last in the freezer for a couple of weeks or longer. I wouldn't leave them more than a couple of weeks because the chocolate turns white. But oh my gosh, you know, these won't make it a week probably, especially since they only have a little over 1 carb per candy piece. So I hope you enjoyed today's triple treats. I would say I would show you the pudding again, but I can tell you what happened to that. It got gone. So, I hope you give these a try, Jackie, and I hope everyone else does too. I can't tell you how good these are. So I'm going to get off of here so I can finish that one. And if this is your first time visiting, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to tap the bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Come back next week. Next week we're going to be doing stuffed portobello mushrooms. And oh my word, are they good. Alright guys, I will see you all again soon. Bye.